Hey guys, this is Eric Weingauer with Weingauer Racing. This video is going to be a pretty short one. We dynoed yesterday this 406 small block Chevy. Now this is a nitrous motor, and I bet you many of you are going to be disappointed because we made 0 pulls on the nitrous. We did it all NA. This video is kind of cool because it does show you how much power you actually lose on a true dedicated nitrous motor compared to what most NA motors do, because it's pretty substantial. But let's get to it. What is this thing? Well, this is a 406 small block Chevy. It's got my Brodix Headhunter, which is a raised runner, 23-degree head on it, and it's got the intake manifold to fix it, the MS90, which is Dominator flange. I've also supported that, did a lot of welding on that deal. The chambers, by the way, are CNC softened, and they've got 215 by 1600 valves, and they flow 356. The carburetor up top is a huge one at 1200 CFM. I won't tell you the brand because we had problems with it. Let's see, the engine itself is only 12.5 to 1, and the quench is eye-popping 77 thousandths, which is great for nitrous, sucks balls for NA. And the camshaft, it's got one of my camshafts in it. I spec this one. I'm only going to tell you a few of the specs. It's a 268 intake duration, and it's got 780 lift, I think 750 on exhaust. I won't tell you any of the other stuff besides to say it's got a wide lobe separation. Now, I know you're thinking, why ain't you telling us the whole cam specs? Well, simple. That one's a custom one designed for this engine. I don't want someone getting the same camshaft think it'll do the same thing on your engine. The other reason why is I prefer to sell camshafts. Just kidding. A lot of people do that, though. That's the biggest reason. I just don't want you to try putting this in yours thinking that's the magic bullet, because it may not be for your combination. Anyway, these headers are 1 3/4. They're Dyno headers. That's got a vacuum pump on it. I have no idea how much vacuum it pulled. Let's see if there's anything else. Nope. So let's get into it. Okay, you just got to see one of the pulls. And I know some of you are already like, that's all it made? What a turd. And I guess if I was watching that and I didn't know anything about it, I'd probably think the same thing. Because on this pull, the first real pull that we made all the way to 7,600 RPM, it made 684 horsepower and 544 foot-pounds of torque. Which, yeah, kind of looks low for all the stuff that's got in it. You figured it'd make more. Here's the reason why. It's a nitrous motor. So let me explain. On a nitrous motor, typically we try to kill some cylinder pressure. And the reason for that is it's because it gives you a bigger tuning window for nitrous. Cylinder pressure is directly related to torque. So if you were to do stuff to increase the cylinder pressure, you would make more power NA. But it would make it more difficult to tune on the nitrous. So it is kind of lower on the NA stuff. Now, I know you're thinking, well, really that low? Yes. The customer really does not care what it made on motor because it will be on nitrous almost every time it runs. And I say that because, do you want to guess how much timing it had in it? 34 degrees. And I know you're thinking, that's all? Shouldn't it make more since it has so much quench at 77 thousandths and a soft chamber? Probably so, but we didn't try it. And the reason, again, goes back to what the customer said. I really don't care what it makes on motor. I'm going to put it on nitrous. So as much as my ego really wanted to see this engine make more than 700 horsepower, putting more timing in it and playing with it some more just to make more NA power does me good, but absolutely no good for the customer. So I will say this, kind of help you guys out a little bit. If you're building a nitrous motor, one of the things you could look for if it's going to be good is if the torque holds on. That to me is like a good indication of whether it's really a good nitrous motor. I know some people are like, an NA motor is a nitrous motor. Turbo nitrous is also an NA motor. True, but you get more tuning windows by doing different things. So what I like to see is a torque curve that holds for a long time, and that's what this one does. Typically, that's a good quality for a nitrous engine. I also don't want it to make obscene amounts of torque because it will make things worse. In comparison, I mean, like if it makes more torque than what typically you see in the same combination on an NA deal, then you're like, you should worry. It just makes it harder to tune. But anyway, we tried one more thing. We just simply went into the valve covers, took them off, readjusted the lash to make sure everything's fine. None of it really changed that much, and made one more pull.
around that didn't.
Last thing I want to leave you guys with is this. I do also have a Instagram page, which is Weingartner Racing, and a TikTok page, which is Weingartner Racing. For my old fans, you'll know I also had Carl Frobisher. Carl Frobisher still exists, but I can't get into it. So I've just made a Weingartner Racing TikTok page. I think I have 0 followers, so probably nobody knows about it. Why am I telling you about this? Because if you want just short content, you don't want to hear me blab so much, you probably can find that stuff there. I probably won't post as much, but it'll be like kind of stuff like just a dyno video. So if you wanted more detail, you can just come to YouTube. Anyway, there you go. Guys, please like and subscribe because I want to get rich. Remember, I'm no Superman. You guys take care.